Check, check. Should be a should be straight. Peace, man. Haven't done one of these in a while, man. It's been a while. Alright, it's good, fam. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I wanted to essentially simplify, like really, simplify international law and how we're supposed to be moving. Like, if everyone understands this basic thing, and I know they made, when I say they, I mean not really they, but more so like the system, how it is now, this modern system, so complicated that the simplicity of the actual law gets washed away because you just like bombarded with a whole bunch of shit you don't even need to be really concerning yourself with when you're reading certain documents. And so this was my mindset when I created the book. You see what I'm saying? So this is my reference, so I get to go into something I created, you know what I mean, based on my own years of dedication and research, and then I get to flip it on myself and use it to break shit down. So once again, like, get this motherfucking book, man. I'm telling you, I'm not like just capping. Like, you can literally not talk to me, have this book in your possession, and you can correct your own status and all that, okay? Meaning you can correct your First Amendment, put yourself back in First Amendment. That's where you need to be at. You need to be in First Amendment. And then from there, you could be in Article 6 and Article 3 of the Constitution, if you understand what I'm talking about. This right here, I'm going to break down international law and how and what type of entities are involved or are actors in international law. Because we all know it's a play, right? Business is a play, y'all. Business is a play. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find this for y'all. There's a reason why I go so hard, and a lot of other people go so hard when it comes to breaking down nationality and why it's so important. And honestly, even to simplify that, it's not even really about, let me call it what it really is. It's about true identity. What is your true identity? That's what this whole thing about nationality boils down to. At the end of the day, it boils down to identification. Who are you? And does your identification reflect who you are? That's really all it's about. So I'm gonna just stop saying nationality. I'm gonna say identification. Right? That's the level up. Who are you? Like real rap. If you are a person literally from the planet of Mars, I'm a Coneheads, for example, right? I seen the movie Coneheads growing up with Dan Aykroyd, right? When they had the pointy heads. They became, right, a part of that community, correct? Where they were living at. But everyone still was aware of their origin. They were still Martians. You get what I'm saying? True identification. That means whatever contracts they went into when they was dealing in the state, everyone was aware privately and publicly that these people are Martians. Get what I'm saying? All right. First things first. What is a state? We can't even talk about international law if you don't know what a state is. So, first things first. I'm quoting. Before I even go into the quote, let me just let y'all see who the man is. First of all, that I'm quoting. This is the man right here. Okay? That's what I'm quoting. Okay? Alright. Johann Caspar Bluntschli. March 7th, 1808 to October 21st, 1881. Was a Swiss jurist and politician. His pioneering work on international law served as the foundation for the laws of war enacted at the Hague Peace Conferences in 1899 and 1907. Bluntschli developed a theory of the nation state, viewing the state as an organic system similar to a living organism, going through a life cycle of birth, growth, and death. Based on this view, he argued for the unification of nations such as Germany and Italy, the small constituent parts of which he regarded as no longer significant or capable of functioning independently. You see what I'm saying? You can't stand on your own anymore. Let's join forces so we can stand together. Simple. Where we at? Unification of nations, regarded as no longer significant or capable of functioning independently, but which would flourish as a part of a greater whole. He also saw the unification of Protestant churches under one unified church system as a positive move in bringing balance and harmony to religion. Okay? So just so you understand who the man is when I start quoting him. Now, we're going into his quotes. The state is the politically organized people of a particular land. All other authoritative writers similarly set distinct physical boundaries to the state. Let me say that one more time. The state is the politically organized people. The state is the politically organized people of a particular land. And I'm making sure I'm not misquoting shit. So listen, if a state is a political, first of all, what is political? Political is not just dealing with voting rights and presidency. That's a part of political. Once you delve into the realm of Constitution and Bill of Rights and understanding how you can exercise these rights and understanding what religion is, you are already in the realm of political science. Understand what I'm saying. Civics is politics. You don't have politics without civics. So if you are into civics, that means you are into politics. If you have an organization that is constructed according to Constitution or is in harmony with the Constitution, that means that organization is political. Period. Don't believe what I'm saying. I'm making it real simple. So when I say political, don't just veer off into tunnel vision mode where you're just thinking about voting and presidency. Civics, okay, is the seed of political science. So you tell me what you have without the seed. All right? Okay. Such an idea would not have been intelligible to the first builders of government. They could not have understood why they might not move their whole people, bag and baggage, to other lands, or why, for the matter of that, they might not keep them moving their tents and possessions unrestingly from place to place in perpetual migration. That's dealing with traveling. I'm going to read that one more time for y'all. Such an idea would not have been intelligible to the first builders of government. They could not have understood why they might not move, why they might not move, why they might not move. Their whole people. If there's a catastrophe and there's a possibility that people can survive, would you not move them? Just think, yo. We were traveling people. We never just stayed in one spot. We move. So why would you create a government where people are stuck and they cannot move? When there's a big ass planet. This is what I'm saying. That's what that's talking about. And all of that saying, that's what it's saying. It would not be smart. This is why you can delve into a state, but then guess what? You can move. No one's stopping you from moving. That's international law. All right. Consider also these words by Justice Oakes of the United States Court of Appeals to define state in Klinghoffer versus Sink, Achilles Laurel. There's the case law right there for you. Okay? This ain't my words, okay? Matter of fact, I ain't gonna read that. I need y'all to see that for y'all goddamn self. Look at that. Okay? What does that say? Entities. Entities. Let me let y'all read that for yourselves for a second. Take a look at that right there. We talking about what a state is, right? First word, entities. Remember, the judiciary part of government deals with what? Interpretation of law. Interpretation. Judiciary, that means we're dealing with courts. Interpretation. And can you communicate that interpretation? Follow me. I'm keeping it so simple. All right. Entities that have a defined territory and a permanent population. Entities that have a defined territory and a permanent population. Defined territory. Well, terra is dealing with earth, so that would be dealing with land. Wouldn't that be dealing with land? Defined territory? And a permanent population. I'm not even going to, y'all should already be right there with it. All right, cool. Let's move on. Because if you can keep tracing back your ancestors back to the same goddamn place, that would be considered permanent population. Now, entities that have a defined territory and a permanent population that are under the control of their own government and that engage in or have the capacity to engage in formal relations with other such entities. That is a state. So, right off rip, you need to comprehend that a state is an entity. Once the people are politically organized, right? Then they'll put their thoughts and ideas together like Voltron. Or if you're talking about Power Rangers, they'll put their Zords together, right? And then form a monster unified that can accomplish everyone's goals and achieve or help everyone achieve their dreams. Okay? That's a part of that people, that group, that clique, that circle, that cipher, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Once they do that, you establish an entity together for yourselves. You have the right to do this. Every state, every country, here, overseas, it don't matter. The principles are the same. It doesn't change. It's the same. All you have to do is keep the principles and figure out the language of whatever country you're dealing with. That's it. Because they have the same processes and procedures, just in their own language. This is what I'm saying. Think about it. I'm into music, right? So I'm also an engineer. So if you take that concept and apply it to a mixing board, right? If you go into a studio and you see like a 48 track mix board, a lot of people would be intimidated, especially people who are not in that realm. They look at a mixing board and you're probably thinking, damn, how is it that you just know how to work this there's a whole lot of things going on. Like, how do you know what I'm saying, when something's too high? How you know this fader rate? How you know you need a pan? How you know when you need to plug? And it's like, yo, it's because you focus on one track. Because that one track has been duplicated 47 times. That's it. So if you understand the one track, then you understand the rest of the board. That's all it is. So it's the same thing. If you understand the principles of international law, then you can understand the rest of the world. No matter where you're at, you can get what you need to get accomplished. By yourself too. You can be a state by yourself too. Okay? They got something called microstates. Like, I really got to get into this, yo. Okay. In matter of Beagle, this is the next site. Matter of Beagle. I want y'all to see these with your eyes. Right? Okay. In matter of Beagle, Justice Lynch of the Supreme Court of New York suggested Part A. State is a body politic or a society of men. In a geographical sense, a state is that territory over which the particular body politic exercises sovereignty. So what does that tell you? That tells you only a group of people can exercise sovereignty. You can't exercise that by yourself. You don't have sovereignty by yourself. By yourself, you have something called birthrights. When you get together with a group of people who also have recognized and made clear their birthrights, then when you put your Zords or you form your Voltron, and then you decide to move as one, now you are exercising something called sovereignty. Sovereignty is a we thing. It's not a you thing. It's not an I thing. Sovereignty is we, the people. All right? If it said I, that's not sovereignty. So, y'all should leave that downgrade for 2020, right? And upgrade to 2021 with some new shit. Leave all that I didn't mean sovereignty. Leave all that sovereign citizen talk. We don't even need to be talking about sovereignty. If you moving in sovereignty, it'll show in the actions. Stop talking about it. No more talk about sovereignty. Your actions will show that. Remember though, you can't have sovereignty by yourself. Right? All right. Cool. A state is a body politic or society of men in a geographical sense. A state is that territory over which the particular body politic exercises sovereignty. So whatever territory you're at, if you're in so-called Washington State, Alabama State, Florida State, if you're in China, if you're in Korea, if you're in Pakistan, if you're in Dubai, if you're in Honduras, same thing. Same thing, same principle. That's that particular territory where you're at together. Y'all can touch each other, right? Communicate with each other, organize thoughts with each other, right? And then make moves. That's all it is now. We've been operating that state since we were kids. If you had your own group of friends, right, where y'all chill, y'all hang, y'all do shit together, y'all have certain laws amongst each other, right? Respect. Yo, you know what I'm saying? If you want to come over my crib, you got to abide by these. Yo, if you want to be in my circle, you want to be my friend, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to make me feel like this. I don't want to be around certain. That's all laws, bro. That's dealing with a state. Guess what? If you can't abide by these, what? I don't fuck with you like that. It's statehood. We live like that naturally without someone having to write it down. So we need to stop looking at this shit like, oh, because it's written down. Think about it in your natural sense, because that's where the whole idea for it to be written down came from. It was a thought before it was written. Don't forget about how it thinks. This is how I make sense of shit. If I'm thinking about trust law and grantor and trustee and beneficiary, you know what I used to do a lot when I was younger? When I'm dealing with my state or my clique or my circle of friends or the niggas I'm chilling with, my niggas that when I'm chilling with, hey bro, you going to the store? Hey yo bro, you need something? You know what? Hey yo bro, get me a sandwich and a drink. Paying his $5. You know what I mean? Boom. Guess what that situation is? I just gave $5. I'm the grantor. I gave it to my boy. He's the trustee. He's holding my $5 for me with a set of protocols in place. Take this $5 of mine, head to the store, grab me a bag of chips, a drink, bring me back my change. It's in your possession. You hold it down for me till you can get it back to me. Or what if I said, yo, go to the store, grab a bag of chips and a drink for so-and-so. Keep the change. This is trust law. You're dealing with grantor, trustee, and beneficiary. Now understand, the grantor can be the beneficiary. I can give him the 5 beans. He goes to the store, gets what I want, bring me back my change. Now I can benefit from the chips and the drink. Right? But the trustee and the beneficiary cannot be the same in one context. So let me be clear. If he's grabbing it for me, it's for me. It's not for him, because it's my money he's holding, not his own. Do you get what I'm saying? If it's his own, then he's the grantor. So you got to understand relationship. You can't break, you can't switch lanes when it comes to trust law like that. The second context, and this is the only exception. Remember, there's always an exception to the rule. The only exception where a trustee and a beneficiary can be the same is if there is more than one beneficiary. For example, let's take it into regular life now. A family. You have a mother, you have a father, you have a child. Okay? Obviously, the child is the beneficiary. The mother and father is not only the grantor, but they're also the trustees. Correct? And they're also the beneficiaries. Because not only do they have to take care of the child, raise the child, they created the child in the first place. Whatever they do for the child, they really do for themselves, so they still benefit. So in a family, everybody's a beneficiary, but certain people wear more than one hat. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because it's regular life. Mom, dad, do the work, look after the children, and benefit from the shit they do. From all the above. That's the only exception where a trustee can be a beneficiary. Only exception. Now, can a grantor be a trustee? Yes. If I have my own damn money to go to the store, I can go to the store, get my own bag of chips. I'm acting as my own trustee, correct? Eat my own bag of chips and benefit from that. Now, in that instance, that is not trust law. Now we're not talking about trust law anymore. Now you're talking about individuality. Okay? So, it only became trust because it's a contract between you and someone else. If I have my own money and I go to the store, buy my shit, benefit from my shit, eat my shit, I'm not dealing with trust law. Be clear. Be very clear. Be very, very clear, y'all. Okay. Also, too, as I'm going out, as I'm vibing out with y'all, if y'all wish and it's in your heart, feel free to make a donation for me laying this shit out in the most simple terms as I can. Cause trust me, we gonna get deep and have more fun. So real rap, if you want to show support, you can donate to I at Cash App $QUUNEL. And I normally don't put myself out like there like that, but I know what I'm talking about. I know my shit is truth. I know my shit helps people, and I'm not out here raping them. You know what I'm saying? For the hard energy they spend to get their shit. I know the work I put out, so I'm worth saying that, and I shouldn't feel funny about saying that. Fucking support. Who else does that? Come on now. Stop playing. I have people I've never even spoken to just, hey, I just want you to know, brother cool, we've never spoken, but yo, I follow what you said, and I'm straight. Thank you. There's a reason why I'm saying this, okay? Establishing a state. Listen, states are recognized actors in international politics, not nations. You have to understand the purpose of nationality. Why nationality? First of all, nationality is a demographic and psychological phenomenon. And when I say nationality, I'm really referencing that to nationhood, right? You don't have a nationhood without nationality. What is nationality? Nationality is a demographic and psychological phenomenon. Demographic meaning is something that's expressed amongst people of like origins, right? Chemistry, biological makeup, and history. So think about it. And also how they think. They think alike. We're on the same level. We're on the same vibe, same frequency. You see how we talk about this shit all the time. Regular conversation. But when people put fancy words or legal words on it, then you feel like it's a whole different dimension. And nah, it's the same shit. They just polishing it. Or you know what I'm saying, putting a layer on top of that. But you can still understand all the layers and still be at the base. Just stay with your base understanding and just apply it. Don't leave it here. Take it with you. Take it with you. so you understand everything, because it all operates on the same principle. If you understand that one channel on the board, you'll understand the whole board, right? So when I understand one board, what do you think I do when I go to the second board? Do I treat that second board like, oh, how do I work this board? No, I take the same principles I use for that channel and I apply it to that channel. Will the settings be the same? No. But at least I can maneuver and manipulate what I need to manifest, what I need to make happen. I'm talking about life from a motherfucking mixing board. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And no, I don't got shit all figured out. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I go through my own experiences, my own bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm a Moor don't mean, oh, I'm holy, perfect man. Nah. I am not perfect. I am still learning. I'm a student like you are. I'm just sharing, yo. All right. The reason why I'm going into this is because 2021, they're gonna start coming out with a lot of these fuck vaccinations and all this type of shit, right? Trying to destroy or commit genocide on black people, which is really not a crime because black people legally don't exist. That's the whole point of this conversation right now. So when it comes to nationality, don't even look at Moors like, yo, when we talk about nationality, we just talking about Moorish nationality. Leave that shit for closed-minded Moors. You're dealing with an open-minded Moor right now. I don't close people off when I'm in conversation when they say, hey, black man. I say, what's up? Peace. Why does that have to be an argument? I don't operate like that. I like the free flow. I know who I am. So if some shit go down, right? I know I'm good. Then I can do the best for what's around me. But essentially, it's like, yo, shouldn't have to do that. You should be straight too. Right? So, if we all have the same mindset of what nationhood is, nationality, that means we have the same concept. What is the important concept we need to have in regards to international law? We don't need to all be on the same page that we Moors. We don't need to all be on the same page that we Hebrews. We don't need to be on the same page that we ancient Egyptians. We don't need to be on the same page that we this. We don't need to be on the same page that we that. We don't need to be on the same page on none of that. Only thing we need to be on the same page about, which we already are, is that we're indigenous to America. We already on that wave. So how foolish does it look that we still argue about, oh, he's a Moor, Hebrew, he from Canada, over here. It's like, yo, it's stupid. We look real stupid. We looking real stupid out here, yo. We looking real stupid. That's another thing we need to leave in 2020. That's trash. It's time to level up on that, bro. We going into 2021 and still banging on each other because our views are different. That's trash. You wasting your energy. That's trash. I'm gonna rock out with what Dame Dash says. I don't have time to be fucking not positive for my soul, and if it's not bringing me profit. I don't have shit to say about you. Just because your views are different, I don't have the time or the energy. I'm gonna put energy into what I'm pushing forward. So that shit is trash. Niggas still banging on each other in 2021? Trash. You trash. You taking a step back 3,000 years. Trash. Move forward. No more banging. If I'm a Moor, you Hebrew Israelite, you this, you that. But we all have the comprehension when someone says, yo, so are you indigenous to the Americas? Everyone nods their head. Then it's like, what the fuck are you arguing about? Then how about we figure out then how as indigenous Americans, I don't think anybody will have an issue with that. How as indigenous Americans, we can all get this bag. We're moving on 6,000 years in the future. Come on, y'all. Stop playing. All right. So let me simplify essentially what I've been saying. State is an entity, right? Let me go into this. this right here. Just so you niggas be thinking it's my words. This is from the 1933 Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, aka the Montevideo Convention, specifically defines statehood. Right? This ain't me. This is according to international law of what statehood is defined as. Remember, keep your mind rooted in your regular life and apply this shit to what I am reading. It'll do wonders for you. Trust me. Trust me. That's how you read with comprehension. Reading with comprehension is the ability to read whatever the fuck you're reading and be able to relate it to your own damn life. That's all reading with comprehension is. How do we understand shit? We understand things based off of what we experience, based off of what we know. I self-law and master what I know. So when I'm reading something, I'm trying to find what I can relate to, because that helps me better understand something. Don't they say you understand something when you can break it down and explain it in different ways? That's when you know you truly comprehend something. So for me, when I'm reading a legal document, when I'm reading a treaty, when I'm reading whatever, I'm trying to find the relative shit in my regular life. Now, when I was adolescent, growing up, that I can relate to and be like, oh, yeah. All right. Oh, you talking about states? You talking about cliques. You talking about me and my circle of friends. So think about when they say you're stateless. Are you really stateless? Or is really the issue identification? You see how we go back to that again. I'm removing all the BS. I'm making it super, super clear. 2020. 2020. 2020. We're not stateless. Everybody got friends. Even the nigga that just got one friend, guess what? You still got one friend. 2 or more in my name, and I am present. Come on, y'all. And then think about this. Are you really stateless? How could you be? Unless you don't have a mother and father here on this planet. Somebody made you. You came from somewhere. You came from someone. Somebody's made you. So how are you stateless? It's not about statelessness. It's about identification. When you know who you are, then you can vibe with people on that same frequency. Then y'all can talk about being progressive together. Then y'all can start expanding yourselves out together to collectively get what you want. Together. Okay? So, with that being said, the state as a person of international law. What do we know a person to be? An entity. Entity. There's a difference between person and people. Okay? So the state as a person of international law should possess the following qualifications. A permanent population. Niggas that been there ain't going nowhere. A defined territory. What's my defined homeland? America. Okay. Government. What would that be? Oh, a set of laws that we have for ourselves amongst each other, right? That we operate and function by. This is why you have different groups of friends that have different words to express different meanings of shit. And if you're not a part of that circle or a part of that state, you're not going to know what the fuck they're talking about. It's going to sound foreign to you because you're not a part of that. You see how civics is just life. Civics is life, yo. And then we're going to get into how that affects business. Because you can't do business if you don't have proper identification. People utilize persons to do commerce. We're not persons doing commerce. The person is the trustee. You are the grantor. You do things through your person. For example, if I have a bank account, I don't have a bank account in my name. I have a bank account in the name of my trust or my business or my organization, which is all the same shit. If it's in the name of my business, then my business is acting as what? My trustee. That's not difficult. So when you make transactions with my bank card, it's in the name of my business. My trustee is acting on my behalf. And then guess what? I was the grantor that applied the what? The credit. For the trustee to have the energy to transact for me what I need. And then guess what? When that shit comes in the mail, or whatever, after I'm done finishing the transaction and I have it in my possession, I get to benefit. Trust law. It don't even have to be a physical being. You can literally have a contract between you and your entity, which would be what? Your business. I'm trying to explain, y'all. International law is not difficult. Literally, I have a contract between me and Cool El Breeze. I am the grantor. Cool El Breeze is the trustee. Told y'all, the grantor can also be what? The beneficiary. But you gotta remember too, I have children. Right? I have children. So, not only do I get to be the beneficiary, my heirs are automatically beneficiaries. So if something happened to me, my shit gets to get passed down onto them. That's the whole purpose of trust law. If I don't do that, then guess what? If I do pass, my shit is gonna go into probate. Because the state's gonna be like, oh, well, man, this man did not take the time to sit down and just write out, it doesn't have to be in detail, but at least write something out, instructions, at least laying out what the fuck to do with his shit when he's no longer here to run his shit. What the fuck does he want to be done? It wasn't my shit, so why do I need to sit down and figure out what the fuck to do with his shit? If that's the case, it need to be my shit. Simple thinking. So that's how people get their shit caught up in probate. They didn't take the time to make a will. But even before we talk about wills, property can't own property. Back to identification. You don't have proper identification, it makes no sense to come together, because even though we're coming together, it's just a big ball of shit. If you don't have true identification, you're living as a speck of shit in society. You know I'm not lying, because you could feel it. You could feel you treated like shit. Come on, I'm not making shit up. I was black too. So I can clearly see the contrast between how I was treated when growing up in reference to how I identify and how the fuck I'm treated now. It's crazy to me, the contrast. And it happens in real time. This shit happens in real fucking time. Any other type of situation, a nigga would have been challenged on, son. For example, I walked into court. If I had a fitted or a scully or a do-rag, you know what I'm saying? If I'm walking into court and they say take that shit off, I gotta take that shit off. I have to take that shit off. You get what I'm saying? Now, and the reason why is because I'm not moving in any type of religious way. And when I say religious, I'm not talking about, oh God, Jesus, Allah, Islam. Like, I'm not talking about none of that shit. I'm talking about religion in its purest, for me, its purest form, legal. Religion according to law, or legally, religion is dealing with your deed of trust. Plied with the deed of trust. That's what religion is. Ply, P-L-Y, the suffix means to use, wield, manipulate, or handle. I'm going to say that one more time. Legally, religion means ply or plied with the deed of trust. Word? Religion dealing with trust? That was my first thing. Second thing, ply. Suffix, P-L-Y, means to use, to wield, to manipulate, or to handle. Somebody blasting off them fireworks, right? Use, wield, manipulate, or handle. So then I'm like, so you telling me legally then? And this is me, this is self-talk, this is I talking to self, right? So you telling me legally then religion is my ability to use, to wield, to manipulate, and to handle a deed of trust and be able to use it to protect myself, my body, my assets, and to ensure that I don't get robbed and pillaged if I'm no longer here. To ensure my loved ones don't get robbed and pillaged when I'm no longer here. Or no longer or no longer robbed and pillaged while they're still here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you more for the donation. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So religion, legally, according to law, is your ability to use, will, manipulate, or handle your deed of trust. So then you have to think about it. Do you even have a deed of trust? And I'm not even talking about, do you personally have one written for you right now? No, not what I'm talking about. You do have a deed of trust that exists for you, but it does not exist for you how you're identifying. You're not black, bro. You're not black, sis. You're not. Look. You tell me if that's what you are. Hold up. Let's make this simple, y'all. And if y'all want to purchase the book can be you can get the book. Go to the book patch. The THEBOOKPATCH.com. Hit that link. Click the bookstore. Once you go into the bookstore, go into the search and type in the book. THE space BOOK volume VOLUME 1 and hit the search. It'll pop up. First thing that'll pop up is, and this is the new cover, will be this portrait that was drawn for me by more that I helped. And he showed me his appreciation by creating this for me. All right? So I get to live off the good works that I do, right? You reap what you sow. And just to give him praise, it was Brother Nasir Ibn Abdullah Bey, Islam, who is now lawfully and legally recognized as who he is. Islam. Let's get it. She got me excited, man. Let's get it. All right, look. Identification, man. We're not black, right? It's not because there are people who try to give this information and they are being dicks and assholes. It just depends on a person's personality. I'm really not trying to be a dick or asshole because I don't want you to shut down. I want you to stay open so we can continue talking. I'm not trying to attack your character. I'm just trying to show you the bullshit that we dealing with as a whole. This is why I make reference to us as indigenous people. We are indigenous Americans. I don't give a fuck about what school of thought you come from. Either way you look at it, that school of thought is an indigenous American thought. So what are we saying? Oh, there's only one indigenous American thought that exists here? How stupid does that sound? Hell the fuck no. That's why I say it's a silly ass argument. Like, we're all indigenous Americans. We all are aware and in agreement that we're all indigenous Americans, but we still bang on each other because our ideologies are different. That is whack, yo. That is whack. You wasting the fuck out of your energy, bro. Stop it. And people who sit there watching that shit, you're wasting the fuck out of your energy. Because you should be out here getting this work and getting to the bag, man. You're not going to get to the bag through YouTube. I'm telling you that. You're not going to get to the bag through YouTube. You need to get busy. You need to start creating shit. Putting books together. You do music, create, man. Create content. Quality content. Uplifting content. No more bullshit. Real shit. Alright? Niggas out here scamming people for fucking notes, bro. Charging niggas thousands of dollars because they don't know how to relate the shit they read to their own life. That's not fair. That's not fair. But we all have a right to contract and make our own choices. So, according to the Constitution, right? Political. Look at this. This ain't me. This ain't how I feel. Look at this shit. Census Bureau, racial classifications. Right? What's the end of that? And their definitions. And their definitions. Look. I'm going to show y'all right here. Look. A pattern, right? American Indian. Person, right? A person having origins in any of the original peoples. Let me tell you how paramount and important that first line is. Identification. Who are you? Who are you? We're all in agreement now that we're the indigenous peoples of America. We're also in agreement that when it comes to the public realm, we all operate on a general floor. So everyone has equal rights and opportunity. Right? Now, that's something for people, not persons, right? That's something for someone who has a mom and a dad, a mother and a father, people who came together and created them. They're actually organic, right? Not artificial. So look, you have American Indian, right? Or Alaska Native. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, right? And who maintain tribal affiliation or community attachment. So, we've always maintained tribal affiliation and community attachment. Your squad, your circle, your clique is your community. Your community is your state. Your community is your state. Get what I'm saying? Your community is your state, and your state is your country. Do y'all get what I just did? I just did there's 48 tracks on the board. If I understand one track, I understand the rest of the board. One track, you understand the other 47 boards. I mean, the other 47 channels on the board. You just need to understand one. The principle. Alright. So, we've always fucked with each other. The people you grow up with, that's your vibe. That's your tribe. Okay? Whether it's for the moment, whether it's, because not all of us still hang out with the people we grew up with. That's cool. But from moment to moment, we also too did travel, make new relationships. All relationships end, new relationships begin. You know what I'm saying? Circles expand, circles get small. That's life. That's life. We've all grown up around each other. I didn't grow up in the suburbs around Caucasian people or Europeans. I grew up around people who look like me. I grew up around Puerto Ricans. I grew up around Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians. I even grew up around European Jews. Okay. But for the most part, I dealt with people who look like me. Okay? So listen. A person having origins in any of the original people. Let's go to Asian. A person having origins in any of the original people of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including, for example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, the Philippine Islands, Thailand, and Vietnam. Indian people are Asian people. That's the whole, when they be like, yo, person from India, if they're from India, because I used to ask myself that question. And then me reading my own goddamn book gave me my own goddamn answer. People who come from India, when they come over here, they don't identify as Indian. They're classified as Asians. Okay? Oh, do you see how the game is played, my niggas? Let me show y'all so y'all know I ain't capping. Here. It's right here. Asian. I wish this shit wasn't the other way so I could read it, but I'm gonna do my best. Right? I don't need to read it. You read it. Fuck that. You read it. You read it. You read that shit. Right here. Asian. And then you realize the part where it talks about the Indian subcontinent, including India. Right there. India. So now we know what Indian people classify as when they get the fuck over here. They're Asians. I'm giving y'all the game, man. Y'all better stop it, bro. Y'all better stop it, man. All right. Look. Either way you look at it, though, they're defined as a person having origins in any of the original people. They're still being identified as people. Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander. A person having origins in any of the original people. Are you beginning to see a pattern here? Are you beginning to see a pattern here? Right? And then you have white. Right here. Look. White. A person having origins in any of the original people of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. Look. Look what I'm saying. And then you look at black. And yeah, I got this underline. Right? This is how a lot of us identify as still. That's old programming. We gotta let that bitch go. Look at that. You know what? We just gonna have a moment of silence for the black. Here we go. Deep breath. Let's release the black. Legally, anyway. We don't gotta release that shit spiritually. I'm just saying, my niggas, identity-wise. Like, come on now. Look at that shit. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? A person having origins in the black, the black racial, where we at? In the black racial groups of Africa. Huh? Where the people at? How come they don't say a person having origins in any of the original people of Africa? Why the fuck does it? Where's the people at? How come these other classifications have origins in people, except for black African American? And this is the census. This is according to the census. So you telling me if I was to check this box, this is what the fuck I'm identifying as legally? You know, then that makes me start to think. I wonder what type of what would that look like then? How would a person who has origins in the black racial groups of Africa, how would they be treated? What type of laws are in place for them that is respected? How do they have human rights? They don't come from original people. No, where's mom and dad at? Where's mom and dad at? Where is mom and dad at? Nowhere to be found. Because use a test tube. Use a test tube, baby. You're not real. You don't exist. You fake. You fake. You're not real. This is and you know that feeling. We've been feeling this shit for hella. Yo. I don't even gotta speak on it. You know already. That's why you know this is the truth. And I'm not saying you have to be a Moor to do this. That's what, once again, this is the truth. You don't have to be a Moor to do this, but you do need to know who the fuck you are. Yes, you do. You do need to know where the fuck you come from. Yes, you do. Because if understanding, or I should say comprehending that Moors encompass all dark-skinned peoples, I understand that. I understand that very, very. This is why I say I'm a very open type of Moor, because I comprehend what the meanings to words mean. So I don't argue with that shit. I don't put my feelings in that shit. Moor is any dark-skinned person. Okay. That means anywhere I go, I see a motherfucker that look like me. That's a Moor. Now, you got to go deeper than that. Because you could be a Moor from Europe. You could be a Moor from so-called China. You could be a Moor from Cambodia. You could be a Moor from Hawaii. You could be a Moor from Argentina. How am I going to know that if you just say you're a Moor? We got to go deeper. All right, we know you dark-skinned. Cool, you a Moor. All right? We just talking about appearance. We're not even talking about character. We're not even talking about your internal character as a human being, right? We're not even talking about that. We're just talking about how you look, your biological, right? Your bloodline, because your bloodline determines what you look like, right? The blood of your mother and father made you. So this is what them coming together, mixing in a pot. This is what it looked like combined, right? They fused and made Voltron, and boom, now this is me. This is the Zord they created, right? I'm their Voltron. You are your mother and your father's Voltron. They came together and made your ass. You are Voltron. You get it? And then Voltron and Voltron get together and then make another Yo, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. But you just got to understand the one channel, and you understand the rest of the board. Same principle. So, being that blacks and African Americans don't have origins in original people anywhere, that means you don't have no rights to shit. Why do you think we get treated how we get treated? Now, identification. It's all about identification. All right. So this is why I understand we Moorish. Now, like I said, if I want to go deeper on myself, right? If I did not have any knowledge that I'm a Moor, you know what I still do have knowledge of? I have knowledge that my father was born and raised in Okap, Haiti. I have knowledge that my mother was raised in Okap, Haiti. I have knowledge that because the bloodline follows, or I should say the inheritance goes through the mother, as well as the father. I don't want to leave the dad out, but you know, the right of giving birth, that shit is one hell of a trip. So you got to give them. You can't take that. You got to give mom that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's their shit, right? They crowned us, real rap. They crowned us. So they crowned us. Okay. So when we're really taking back our shit, as far as identity goes, so for me, I'm Haitian. I'm 100% Haitian. But then, right, my mom is born in Oka. I mean, not Oka. My mom is born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. When I did the research on Port-au-Prince, Haiti, right, Haiti was really 5 chiefdoms. And those 5 chiefdoms encompassed the entire island. It wasn't like Haiti and Dominican Republic. Okay? So, at that time, it was Cascada. name prior to Haiti. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving you context on me. What makes me an indigenous American? You feel me? So, Port-au-Prince, ancient name, or the chiefdom is called Haragua. Xaragua. Haragua. To me, it's very similar to Jaguar. But so Haragua is where I reside, or is where my bloodline come from. Haragua, which would be Port-au-Prince, Haiti. But I'm not gonna leave my dad out. But what I need to do is remember the ancient name of Okap. That's what the fuck I need to do for me. But then when I did deeper research into Haitians, and I did a video, I did a couple videos, did like four-part video on Haitians American Indians, because before we migrated to Haiti, we was originally in South America. Okay, we was originally in South America, and it's to the point now where my understanding of this shit is just so neutral. Like I said, I'm just looking at everything like, yo, why can't we work together again? Like, damn, son, we can still do a class action suit as indigenous peoples. Like, what the fuck? That's still a class, bro. Like, we don't all have to be of the same thing. Like, yo, we've all experienced the same horrific shit that is happening to all of us that look alike. Fuck how we think or our school of thought. We all have similar biological makeup, and because of that makeup, it puts us in a particular class that everyone else put us in. We ain't put ourselves in that shit. So if everyone else is looking at us like we won, my nigga, why we not just acting like we won? That don't mean everybody gotta wear the same suit. Like, come on. I'm like, we're adults now. Like, I thought that would be known without saying. Like, we don't have to wear the same suit. My nigga, like, you have your personality, I have mine. I want to be the best version of me. I'm not trying to be the best version of you. This is me. You do you. But when it comes to handling business on our land, our land, and you have control over your own territory, whether that be your own household or your kingdom, or whether you have acres of land, whatever the fuck you're building on, that is your grip on territory. So you're doing the same shit I'm doing. We vibing on our land. Okay? So if some shit happened on our land and we're both affected, you think because I'm a Moor and I'm chilling with a Nubian, or I'm chilling with a Hebrew Israelite, or I'm chilling with a whatever, that I can't get to the bag? Or that we can't get to the bag collectively? An Indian. American Indian. That's the class. Look. Census Bureau racial classification. I'm making it so simple because niggas is capping. Okay? Niggas is capping, bro. And of course, it's easier to do a class action if you're, okay, if we're all identifying as Moors, yeah, it's easier to do a class action. But my nigga, the type of class action we trying to do, this is not some little PP shit. All hands on deck. All Moors on deck. And I'm not saying that to disrespect you. I'm saying that based on what the fuck the word means in a dictionary. Any dark-skinned person, you a Moor, my nigga. If you don't want me to call you a Moor, I won't. I won't disrespect you like that. But I won't allow you to disrespect yourself by saying you ain't got no mom and pops, my nigga. Because that shit come with consequences. That shit come with consequences. And no right to a remedy. That's bullshit. I'd be a fucked up nigga to just let you live your life and not say shit about that. I'd be a fucked up nigga for that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I found out I'm not that. I'm simply sharing. You still have a right to be who you want to be. I'm just letting you know what the fuck this shit mean when you identify as such. So, being black or African American, Trash that. That's 2020. Leave that shit. Throw that shit 3,000 years that way. That's not even something like a real government official even like coined. Jesse Jackson coined the term. The motherfucking 1950s. That's not something from somebody governmental. Jesse Jackson, my nigga. Come on, bro. Come on. You all know these niggas is COINTELPRO, so I'm just like, yo, you're not putting the dots together. You're gonna identify yourself, but I'm not judging because you probably didn't know. Maybe you didn't know that Jesse Jackson coined the term African American in 1950s. That was Jesse Jackson. So when you say today, yo, I'm black, I'm African American, you're saying something that just another man said. But does it hold weight? What weight does it hold in the realm of real law, constitutional law, human rights? What weight does it hold? You see what I'm saying? You running around here with a label. You running around here with a label. You can't do that. You can't do that. Fucking can't do that. Real shit, man. You can't do that. That shit don't work out well, bro. You have no rights. You have no motherfucking rights. Niggas about to force vaccination on niggas, and it's like, yo, like, because being yourself and understanding these things that are in place, it puts you in a different type of mindset. Like, yeah, you prepared for shit. Don't get me wrong. If we got to get real, then yo, we could talk about Constitution after the war is over, and we gotta redraft a whole new treaty. But once we go to war, bro, this is, political shit's out the window. This is now war. Now this is survival of the fittest, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, real. And that's okay too. That's part of life. But I'm just saying, while we're still trying to hold on to the civilization we do have, nigga, we can't be going out and trying to rebuild or start or establish a new state in which you still identifying as shit. And that's what you have. Remember, every state has a birth, a life cycle, and a death. So right now, what you're seeing is the death of corporate states, and you're seeing the birth of new indigenous states, right? New indigenous states. But what I'm saying is they're not indigenous because the people who are creating them, they're still identifying as shit. So therefore, that state is shit. I'm not being a dick. I'm just being truthful. Identifying as black gets you treated like shit. We get the limited amount of resources, don't know shit about the opportunities that are available to people are not available to us because we don't know that we are identifying as a motherfucker that don't got no mom and pops. That means you a test tube baby. Niggas done grew you in a lab and then put you out into the world like you're supposed to be organic. That's the problem. That literally is the problem. So when niggas is talking about doing class action suits, you can see how confused I am. Because I'm like, if you understand what class you're a part of, then what's the issue? The class is already spoken for. The real question is, what is your identification like? Who are you? Because you're not black. If you're saying you're black, you're saying you're dead. And that's why Drew Ali said that black, according to science, means death, my nigga. It means death. That means that you don't exist. You can't tell me identifying as black African American means life, nigga. It don't mean life. It means death. Death with no consequences. Okay? Death with no consequences. No justice. No justice, no peace. No peace. Anybody can just do any type of fuck shit and then just get a slap on the wrist or get a pat on the back. or get a paid vacay, or go and get a book deal. What the fuck? Yo, pretty much what I'm saying is, get your identification straight. Whether you feel in you to, okay, yo, I don't vibe out because, I don't like wearing the fez and all that. I don't give a fuck. The fez is one of many ancient American headdresses, my nigga. Find one you vibe with. And guess what? Our hair is also considered a fucking headdress. Even if you don't want to wear shit on your head. What you wear on your head has nothing to do with who you are. Who the fuck are you? Is the important factor. Fuck if you have a fez. I can have this on my head and I'm still identified as black, my nigga. You know what that means? That means I am capping to the fullest degree. I'm disrespecting my own goddamn self to the fullest degree. Because I'm walking out here proudly saying I have no mother and father. When damn well the whole universe know that two loving motherfuckers came together and made your ass. And if they were good, they sacrificed to raise your ass to be a good person. Now you gonna walk around in this motherfucker and make the claim that you don't have two creators? You tripping. And it's not your fault. It's a curse that was passed down even to our mother and father. Their mother and father. Alright? We only been in this shit for about 3 generations, y'all. That's about 300 years. That's great-great-grandma, my nigga. That's it. That's as far back as it went. Because if you go back to great-great-grandmother, past that, niggas don't know shit about black or African American. Niggas don't know nothing about that. Niggas will tell you what tribe they from, though. They rocking out with. They'll tell you what great-great-grandma. Oh, great-grandpa, oh, he was Blackfoot. Kitawa. Oh, Iroquois. Mayan. Inc. But this is why I specifically make the reference that people from the Caribbean islands migrated from South America. So now, if you put your Caribbean mind into South America, now when I start saying Mayan, Incan, okay? You know what I'm saying? When I start saying these empires, Mali, all these type of empires, you don't separate yourself from them. You realize that's you still. Don't make the separation. Okay? Oh, and we building, right? We building. So, also want to make sure that I get this too. Look at this. Oh, I should have about to die with the charger on. Being irresponsible with the charger. Get in there. Get in there. We'll get this. Alright, get you the other way. Boom. Woo! Made it in time, y'all. Made it in time. Once again, if you want to show support to your brother, I truly appreciate it. You can send something to my Cash App, $QUUNEL. Alright? So, also to PayPal, paypal.me/Sunel University. That's SUUNEL UNIVERSITY. Sunel University. It's the name of the YouTube, y'all. Alright? So, look. I did this in the Haitians or American Indians, right? Corral Supe, Peru, 2600 BCE. Corral Supe, Peru. Where is Peru? Peru is in South America, my niggas. Where did the so-called West Indies migrate from? South America. Okay? This is what I'm saying. And then look. Right? Just so you know, no cap. Unesco, right? And Unesco is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization's World Heritage List. So Corral Supe is on the list. Okay? Alright, just so y'all see, the sacred city of Corral Supe reflects the rise of civilization in the Americas. As a fully developed socio-political state, it is remarkable for its complexity and its impact on developing settlements throughout the Supe Valley and beyond. The design of both the architectural and spatial components of the city is masterful, and the monumental platform mounds and recessed circular courts are powerful and influential expressions of a consolidated state. Now, a lot of y'all would think I wear this on my head because I think I'm a Turk, or because I see Prophet Jurali wear this, or, you know, because I'm part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I show honor and pay homage to all those things, but my nigga, what's in stone is in stone. That can't be changed, bro. This is 2600 BCE in South America. So I'm like, what do you think you're saying to me? And this is what I'm saying, it's stupid to not fuck with each other because we have different schools of thought when we're all American Indians. You know no other motherfucker that got big ass nose. You see the locks in the back, right? All right, you see them lips, nigga. Come on now, stop playing, bro. Sis. Stop playing. Stop playing. Okay? And no, I don't call this oh, well, this is a Moorish headdress. Even though it is. It's just referencing copper-colored people, my nigga. So when I say Moorish, I'm talking about any dark-skinned person. So when I see a dark-skinned person with a yarmulke on, that's Moorish, my nigga. Life is simple. Why are we making it complicated? We trying to input and infuse our emotions and how we feel about shit into definitions that have already been laid out, bro. Like, come on, son. Nigga could go get the etymology of words and then know what the root of it is. What's the argument after that? And then if a person isn't aware of that information, but then they still want to argue with you, that's fuck shit. Walk away. That's 2020 shit. That nigga's, oh, you dealing with a nigga that's 3,000 years behind. We ahead 6,000. We need to move that way. Stop wasting your energy. You lacking. You super lacking. Right? So there's nothing nobody can tell me. Nothing. Okay? That's why I fucking wear this on my head, my nigga. I pay homage to mine, boy. You seen that Bam Bam stick? You seen that Bam Bam stick? We don't play. You can read Columbus's journals on that, my nigga. We don't play. That nigga had a very profound respect and likening to us Haitians. That part I ain't too proud about, but you know. I will keep it neutral. He said we was a handsome race. So, I mean, there's two ways you could take it. You could take it as he's talking about the men, or he's just talking about being handsome overall, men and women, but not really used to calling women handsome. So, a little weird, but the mere fact you make the reference is like, something special about being, for me, it's something real special about being Haitian. But other than that, just something special about being from the islands. Like, nigga, we ill, nigga. We ill. Islanders are ill, bro. Super ill. So once again, it's in stone, my nigga. 2600 BCE, South America, Peru, or Heru. Okay? So let's not confuse this shit. And this is what I'm saying. We could have a class action suit. You see a nigga with a Moor, you see a nigga with a yarmulke, you see a nigga with a turban wrap, you see a nigga with a whatever this, whatever that, and we could all be in a class action suit. I got my state over here, Sunel. You got your state over here. You got your state over here. But guess what? Guess what that'd be considered? a consolidated state, because we're all expressing nationhood. Nationhood in the aspect that this is homeland. This is home. Just because I have a different room don't mean that I'm not in the house. And again, in my father's house, there are many mansions. So, in this mansion called America, in this house called America, there are many, many mansions. Many dialects, many languages, many tribes, many clans, many territories, many sciences, many ways of art, many ways of being, many ways of dress, many ways of food that are all reflecting the same message: indigenous. All right, move forward. Right, we're talking about international law. All right, okay. So back to dealing with identity, right? Knowing we're not black, find out who you are, where you come from, and then properly put yourself in the proper classification where you belong. And if you are from Africa, then that's where you classify as. But we all know the truth that the original old blood comes from America. Okay, the oldest was Albert Pike, which was found in South Carolina, also coined Adam. Okay, so Adam was Muskegee. Muskegee is the true Cherokee. So Muskegee, Adam was a Muskegee or a Muskoke. Okay, a Tokton. You see what I'm saying? Adam wasn't Moor though. Adam was dark skinned. But Adam was Muskegee or Muskoke. All right. So Adam was an American Indian. So today, if Adam was alive, he would be classified, or he should be classified, as an American Indian. And also understanding what the white status is, and understanding the fact that there is a legal status called Moor in the census. Like, hello. One thing you know about a Moor is that a Moor is an indigenous being. Where that being is indigenous to, you can find out on a private level. But on a general, public, basic level, a Moor, any dark-skinned person, is an indigenous person on this planet from wherever the fuck they from. Period. Okay. So once you have your identification down pat, then you can come back into the constitutional fold of government. And now once you understand what religion is, right, you can tie yourself properly back to a proper deed of trust. Okay? So for me, understanding that we are Moors and that this is the Maghreb, right? Morocco of the extreme west. I'm not like really gotta let all that conjecture shit go, like for real. Okay? This is ancient Mauritania. Mauritania. Okay? Other side of that, ancient Granada. When you go down the Yucatan and all that, that is Española. But you gotta read that shit, this map. 1638 map. Alright? So understanding this is Mauritania. I look at the treaty, and for one, I look at the treaty because of two reasons. For one, the treaty is what gave the United States of America permission to be. And two, the state that first gave the United States the authority to be, one, was run by people who look like me. Two, to the people who established the United States of America, also people who look like me, with 20 Muslim sons, 20 Caucasian people, right? So either way I look at it, I'm still dealing with myself. So yes, someone can claim this is Morocco, because we all have different schools of indigenous thought, right? My thing though is that since I know we're Moors or Meru, okay, or Mer, which is God, my nigga, then also written on walls in pyramids over here. So Morocco, ancient Morocco, ancient Egypt, Atlantis. We're all talking about the same. Remember, one channel. You understand the rest of the board. You understand the rest of the board. It was just us dealing with each other. It didn't matter the school of thought. What mattered was the territory you come from. Are you indigenous here or are you indigenous there? Okay? So when I say the state, or the state that I'm functioning from is the state of Morocco, or the country is Morocco, or to make it even more simple, the country is the Moorish Empire. Once again, a Moor is any dark-skinned person. So when I say Moorish Empire, now this is how I function, right? Other Moors don't function like this. So I can't really, or you can't really force that on other Moors. I'm just letting you know how to deal with me. You dealing with me? This Moorish Empire was an empire ruled by dark-skinned people. Period. Those Moors or dark-skinned people had different schools of thoughts or ideologies that express the same fucking message in different ways. No different than how people have different personalities, right? Both have the same mama, but different personalities. It's no different. So, as I said, leave all that complicated shit in 2020, bro. Simple. Let's keep it simple. We're not saying nothing wrong by saying we're Moors. And I know it's been fucked up because everyone makes it like some clubhouse shit, like, oh, you're only recognized as a Moor if you got fez on your head or you're part of the temple or whatever. And it's like, nah, that's not what it is. It's not what it is at all. It's all about your bloodline. Your bloodline determines what you look like. So if you're a dark-skinned person, it's because you have a bloodline that comes from dark-skinned people. And according to archaeology and science and geography, all dark-skinned people are known as the original peoples of whatever territory they come from. Period. So from a legal standpoint, it's real easy to comprehend. Oh yeah, I'm Mormon. I'm operating by the Treaty of Peace and Friendship that helped establish the United States of America. Yeah, sure. Recognized you, gave you rights and welcomed you into the realm of international law. Yeah, forever indebted to the Moorish Empire. Are you not a part of the Moorish Empire? Yes, you are. Don't mean you gotta look like them. Don't mean you gotta look like this. None of that. None of that. You don't gotta do none of that. You don't gotta do none of that. It's about who you are. So, check this. So now we're going into all right. So now we're going to go into United States codes, right? Title 8. We're going to bring this home. United States Code Title 8 deals with aliens and nationality. And so Section 1101 deals with the definitions. Okay? So the term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to a state. So remember, you got people who are members of a church today. Every Sunday they go to church. They give their energy towards that church. The church is their state. So in all actuality, we've been operating properly as far as statehood goes. The fucked up issue is our identification. And because we don't know who we are, we don't know how to truly utilize the resources that are really available to us because we're not even in our right identification to be, or right classification to even have those things made accessible to us. Because there's shit that are available for American Indians that is not available for blacks and African Americans. There's shit that's available for Asians, right? That's not available for all the other races. And the same thing with all the other races. So the problem with black is that don't have no mother or father. So therefore there's no rights that any state has to respect. And if you don't have a mother and father, how the fuck do you have right to own property? That means you property, my nigga. So, the term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to a state. So we know that a state is an entity, right? Okay. The term national of the United States means A, a citizen of the United States, or B, a person who, though not a citizen of the United States, owes permanent allegiance to the United States. And a person who's not a citizen of the United States can only owe permanent allegiance to the United States through something. Through something. Through something. And if that something expires, then that means that obligation expires. Okay? It's all the same shit. So, think about it like this. If you have a mother and a father, right, and they split, the child is acting as a treaty between the two. Okay? They're going through the children to function, to make sure the children have, the beneficiaries have what they need, because they're still trustees. Right? That position doesn't change. That's still mom, and that's still dad. Right? So, the Constitution says in the Supremacy Clause that all treaties are the supreme law of the land. Okay? So with that being said, if we are indigenous peoples, if we are American Indians, then there are some motherfucking treaties that we have here that were in play before 1780. Before 1781. Why? Because the United States of America did not exist until 1781. So if you are rocking out with treaties, right, that don't go back any further than 1780. Oh, and let me rephrase. The Constitution was officially ratified in 1791. Okay? The treaty is 1786, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. If you have, or if you're rocking out with treaties that came into existence 1781, that came into existence after, you know what I'm saying, 1791, then that shit is null and void. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about shit that was in place before the creation of the Constitution. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the Confederacy. Okay? So that means that, if you're an American Indian, then that means that there were laws that exist here before the United States of America even existed. So you need to find those laws that apply to you. Apply that bitch to your life, and then legally declare that you've applied that bitch to your life, and then live your motherfucking life as who you are, making the best moves you can to secure the bag, build your heaven on earth. That's your task. So We got the Treaty of Grenada. Okay. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Did I make a gentleman? You got the Treaty of Grenada. You got the Treaty of Spain and Morocco. So there's treaties that were here before 1781. Is essentially what I'm saying. Before 1781. So I say before 1791. So if you're not talking about the treaties that go back, you ain't talking about shit. We're dealing with you. For real, for real. If you using some shit that came into existence after the United States, you late as fuck. You need to go back further. Okay? And then this is like simple shit. Like, look. Certain shit I could show you, but you gotta get this. Yeah, you gotta get this book to get this, man. Once again, you can find the book at thebookpatch.com. Thebookpatch.com. Go to the bookstore, go on the search, type in The Book Volume 1. You'll see me, and then you can order it from there. Okay? So, look. When you know who you are, you correct your shit. Let's just go back to dealing with foreign states. Okay. So once you have your proper identification and you're with a clique, right? That's on that same vibe or frequency, and everyone's identification is straight. Now when you come together, you can really do some shit. I mean, now when you come together, it's not just shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you have something, nigga. Now you have a son. All right. Now you have some power to work with. Okay. And so, in Title 8 USC, Section 1108.14, the term foreign state includes outlying possessions of a foreign state, but self-governing dominions or territories under mandate or trusteeship shall be regarded as separate foreign states. So therefore, being that we are American Indians, that means that we are foreign to the United States. We are. We're not immigrants though, but we are foreign. Because we have our own communities. We have our own governing laws. We have our own religious creed. We have our own rituals, our own way of life, our own way of thinking. So if all these things apply, then you see what I'm saying? Then if we have put together a church or a religious organization with indigenous principles, and we're all of the same identification class, now when we move, okay, and we have our own laws based in our Constitution or our Declaration of Justice, as far as how we govern ourselves, these are the laws we govern ourselves by, then when we start doing commerce with the state, then you realize that we're moving and operating as a foreign state, because everything is outlined and it is under trusteeship. You gotta get this. You gotta get this. Okay? So, have to. So there's nothing wrong with creating your trust or for your clan, registering it with the Secretary of State for that state. You're not diminishing it. You're not putting it in any type of foreign jurisdiction, because the state still has no say in your internal affairs. On the public side, you have to follow the general rules while you're here conducting business, or you're authorized to do business. But No outside interference is affecting our internal moves, our internal thinking, how our plans, what we're going to do. Nothing is interfering with that. So registering with the Secretary of State is part of the international law process. Okay? You declare what laws govern you, or what laws you govern yourself according to. Once you have a trust, so now you comprehend, if your identity is correct and you are who you're supposed to be, anything you do or lay hands on should be a reflection of that. And therefore, by default, it is foreign to the United States. So, to put that into real for you, that means that your trust is your state. Say that one more time. That means your trust is your state as an American Indian, according to legal classification, right? So, if your trust is a foreign state, then now you understand why Prophet Jali did what he did. Okay? So, now I can go in and 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 in. Yo. Oh, that's the wool. Whoa. That means I've been out there for a minute, huh?
I've been just letting you vibe. I've been up since 3:33. I had to.
You got here at 3:33?
Yo, I had to do time with my children. I was just there. I was at a shower. I was just chilling with them. I bought them their Black Panther. You know those skins for Fortnite?
Yeah.
I bought each one. They're like $30 a pop. Actually, they're $27. Well, this is how they get you. It's $24.99. Oh, you on live still?
Yeah, I'm still live. It's cool.
Oh shit. Alright, well yeah, so
Sorry, I give too much info.
yeah, alright, we cool. I'm
Daddy
gonna like
duties.
that. Yeah, I'm on daddy duty, boy.
Daddy duties, okay? Moors can be dads too, goddammit. We got family.
My bad, but let me lock it up. That's all right,
It's okay. It's been like 2 hours and I'm about to wrap it up. They ain't got this work.
wrap it up, B!
You got this work.
Wrap it up, B!
Look, I do, so I'm gonna wrap it up with this, yo.
I didn't even know you was on. I don't know what's up. Yo, I got here at 3:33 though.
That's crazy that you got here 3:33, man.
That's what made me look up. That's why I was chilling. I was with my daughters. I was just having to do place like that. Where you go? I said, I'm gonna head back to I gotta do some stuff at the barber shop. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I got some new clippers and all that.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I'll give y'all this real quick.
My bad. Right.
No.
I ain't gonna break your knowledge. Go ahead.
Good.
Actually, I got this shit shaking.
Been trying to break shit down as simple as I could.
What you talking about? Get your passport! Be official!
Be official! Yeah, international law. Simplified, why everybody's foreign trust is a state. But I was saying that
they can't even travel outside the country. Yeah. Like, stop that shit.
I was saying the conversation really isn't about nationality, it's about identity.
I'm just, I'm talking my shit. You know. Let me stop.
If you know who you are when you apply for your passport,
Word.
supposed to have, just giving y'all a quick game, supposed to have something that go along with that, legally notarized, that lays out who the f you are, what you live by, what is your religion, deed of trust. What deed of trust you using and manipulating and handling to protect your shit? That's all they're asking you. If you don't have an answer, your property.
Whoa!
You food, son. So, if you want to be food, do that.
Do with that wilt.
Do what that will. But I would highly recommend that you know who you are, identify properly in the proper class as an American Indian, and when you go and apply for your passport, you have an affidavit that goes along with your passport stressing the fact that this is who you are.
A Moor.
You a dark-skinned person. This is the school of thought I come from. These are my morals. These are the laws that I govern myself by. And these are the treaties I'm connected to. Notarize, offer passport application. That's how you proclaim your nationality. That is, you got it. All right? I'm going to leave y'all with that, fam. Once again, you want to show support, Cash App, $QUUNEL. Thank you to all the Moors who did show support.
G-Wave.
PayPal.me/Sunel University.
Yes, sir.
Rock out with me. Hopefully this information gave you a lot. It's about identity. Get your identity straight. Then you can come together, form Voltron, establish a religious organization or foreign state under trusteeship, right? And you can do your commerce like that as a whole and be protected under your laws. It don't matter what school of thought is. We're all the same class, American Indian. Stop the shits. Should have been done a class action suit. Nothing stopping us except for identity. Long as you black, I can't work with you. I can't get the bag with you. Period.
You for food, babe.
Food.
You food me. Oh shit. Damn, you was in there for a minute. Oh, I'm looking at your time. Damn.